In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about what it is like to be an OB emergency triage nurse. At my hospital, we rotate through a few different areas, and OB triage is one of the areas you can be assigned. There's usually 1 to 2 nurses in there. We have 6 beds, well, 5 beds and like an extra room with just a chair in it. And we see anyone with a positive pregnancy test on file. Whereas a lot of OB triages will only see people that are 20 weeks or greater. So anyone under 20 weeks sees our gyne resident, and anyone over 20 weeks sees our OB intern resident who does all of our deliveries. It can be really crazy. You have to know who you need to bring back first. If every bed is full and you have someone laboring in the waiting room, you have to be calling your charge nurse, trying to get a labor room open to bypass that patient so that they don't have a baby in the waiting room. You can have happy and sad and everything in between in OB triage. It's fast paced, it's in and out, treat them and street them, or are they gonna get admitted? And the night that I worked, it was probably the craziest OB triage night I've ever experienced. We had a 6-hour wait in the waiting room, just completely packed. I'm going to tell you guys about what it's like. All of these situations are fabricated. I would never take someone's information that came into our OB triage and put it in a video. These are all completely made up by me just to give you like a general idea of what you could expect. Yeah, so I'm gonna take you through an example of what a night would be like in OB triage. Before I leave for the night, I try to spend as much time as possible with Brogan, even if he's not as much of a help as he thinks he is. My drive to work is about 25 minutes. I used to live only 10 minutes away, and that was really, really nice. It really feels like the extra 15 minutes kills me some days, especially on my drive home when I've been up all day and all night. I walk into work just in time to make a report at 7. Believe it or not, this is actually not a picture of me. I'm going to take you through a completely made up day in OB triage, just so you get an idea of like what the workflow is like and kind of how I experienced my day. OB triage is a beast. You can have 30 people in the waiting room, a 6-hour wait, and we only have 6 beds. So you really have to be good at prioritizing who gets to come back first. Sure, they have charts that tell you who's supposed to come back first, but are you really going to read through this when you have someone screaming in the waiting room? I start off by cleaning any dirty rooms that were left behind by the last shift so that I have plenty of room to bring people back. I get new sheets, I organize all of the cords, and I make sure to sanitize every surface. Once I get the room kind of turned over, I put some bands on the bed and some monitors, because if my patient is over 23 weeks, I will put her on the monitor. This is an example of our triage sheet. We fill one of these out every time we bring a patient back, and it goes in their chart for their whole stay. After we room some people, I bring meds to a patient, and then we order GoPuff, which is just like gas station food that they deliver to you, which we do way too often, and I get a non-dairy oat milk latte and some snacks. This actually is all I ended up eating for dinner, because as much as it looks like the parking lot is completely empty here, everyone and their brother was trying to have a baby tonight. This was the calm before the storm. Right as I'm about to start an IV on a patient who is getting admitted, I look up at the screen and see the absolute most disgusting decel I've ever seen in my life. We all run to the room, and I'm thinking we are about to go running back to the OR for a stat C-section, but we thank the terbutaline gods today because the uterus stopped contracting and the baby came back up. After all that excitement, I get back over to triage and I log into Epic to see what the waiting room is looking like. And of course, in the 20 minutes I've been gone, everybody in their brother is in the waiting room. Everyone is trying to have a baby tonight or be seen. I realize we have one room, and there is one lady in the waiting room who is grunting and just looking really, really uncomfortable. So I get her into a bed, we check her, and she's 8 centimeters. So we run her over to a labor room because we don't want to have a baby in triage. The labor room is getting all set up by all of our friends and the charge nurse. They are ripping things open. They're taking a delivery pack and opening it up sterilely as quickly as they can, putting it all out onto a table, and then they're opening up the instruments for the doctors, popping it open, lining it all up for the delivery so that when that baby comes out, it is ready. And of course, that baby came out 7 minutes later, so we had to be quick. I am exhausted after all of this excitement, but guess what? The 6 a.m. C-section is checking in. So I need to go through the chart and fill out about 15 pages of paperwork for this C-section that will be on day shift. Make sure she's all ready, start her IV so that when anesthesia gets here, they can take her back for her spinal and her C-section can begin promptly at 8 a.m. My waiting for day shift look, followed by me finally walking out to my car, so ready to drive home and go to sleep for the day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully I didn't scare you away from wanting to be an OB triage nurse. Before I even realized what time it was, day shift was coming in. Like, we flew through that shift, which I kind of like sometimes. It keeps me awake. I don't feel tired, especially when you're up all night, and I got to learn a lot on that shift. 10 out of 10 would recommend. If you guys liked this video, be sure to subscribe or comment below and let me know. When you guys like, comment, and subscribe, it tells YouTube that you like my content and it helps me. It really, really means a lot to me when you do. Thank you to all of you who have and all of you who will in the future. Let me know if there's any videos you guys want me to make, or if there's something you're interested in about being a labor and delivery nurse you'd love me to talk about. I love making videos about this and I would be happy to make one for you. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.